Hello, in this video, I'm asking you to please tell your own story, especially to your children. Join me. Hello, welcome to Take a Step to a Better You. In this video, I'm asking you to please tell your own story. If you're new, my name is Sherifa Nakalima. I'm a business owner here in Virginia, USA. And this channel is about me sharing what I know and what I continue to learn in the area of business, especially small business, online business, earning money online. I record videos about tips of what I'm learning and what I already know. I also record videos like today that are just motivational. Because you see, I named my channel Take a Step to a Better You. Whenever I record messages like this, I'm encouraging you to please do something to make your life better. And I'm hoping that that's interesting, making our life better. So please consider supporting this message by subscribing and also clicking on that bell so that you get to know when I have a new video. You get be notified. And if you've seen me before, thank you so much. I appreciate you very much. Thank you for supporting this message. And I'm hoping you're already subscribed. If not, please, I'm emphasizing these days, asking you to please like and also click on the bell. That's what I do also. I think most of you have noticed when I come to your channels, I make sure I click on the bell and I watch out for your notifications. Sometimes I just come when I see your notification. So please do the same if you believe what I do here is a good thing. Today I'm saying, I didn't mention when I record videos. 3 times now. I'm back to 3. Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. The Sunday is the longer one. The middle ones are shorter, like today. It will be a short one. But I have a little story at the end. Please wait for it. This message, I'm talking to you, especially if you have children, or if you don't have children, you have children. Please tell your own story to your children. Don't let them get it from someone else. Have a moment with your children. Tell them about your life. The reasons why I think this is important is because they'll hear it from you and they'll get to know you better, actually. For example, if parents, can you imagine parents of the depression era, parents who lived through the depression? Now, the children may not even understand why their parents are so careful with money, are so careful, they don't like to waste. But if you tell your story, what happened to you, then they understand why you behave like this. But also just to share, like how you, even if you didn't have to go through that kind of hardship, but everyone has some kind of hardship, some kind of thing that happened, like the good and the bad. So you tell them, start from the beginning, where you were born, or where you live, everything that happened during childhood, what you used to like. Tell them about when you had to go through something hard and how you solved that and the good things. Everything, share so that they get to know you and also they learn. Because when we parents, when we made our mistakes, we may not want to share with our children thinking, they'll say you did it too. You know, some children, they use it against you. But I think it's best to share if you can. You don't have to do 100%, but when you can and when you feel like it's really important, maybe they will learn. You know, sometimes they don't listen, but maybe later they'll reflect, especially when you're not here anymore. They say, she said that. They may not listen now, but they will always remember it, what you say. And if you are the one who said it, they didn't hear it from a neighbor, they didn't hear it from another family member, you said it yourself. So for me, the 2 main reasons I would say that to get closer to you, to get to know you better and why you behave, maybe sometimes the way you behave, and then your values, what's important to you, but also Tell them so that they get to learn from maybe your mistakes, and not necessarily your mistakes, from your successes too. Because the children, when they see us, they really don't know much of what happened. So until you share, they don't know. So please, I encourage you to get close to your children. I know originally where I come from, I'm now in America, but where I come from, Uganda, East Africa, people, like, the relationship between children and parents tend to be of like fear. Fear, they tend to be away, to get away. Like, they don't want to be so close, especially with the dads. You see your dad, they go to work, they come in the evening. Like, it's hard to get close. They tend to be closer to grandmas and grandpas, but not to the parents. And maybe the parents don't even have the time to spend with their children to be like close like that, to get to tell those stories, because you are more interested in the discipline, or you need to be reading your books and stuff like that. But getting to tell your children your story, about your life, I think it's very, very important. And the other complication they have over there is that, because here in America, your children are with you like all the time until like maybe they go to college. But over there, they tend to have children in boarding schools. So the time they spend at home is like really short. So it's hard to be like close like that. And now the parents are working, the children at home, maybe sometimes just 3 weeks, they're going back to school. It's like life is a little bit different. But please, if you're listening to me and you're in that kind of environment, at least when the children, this is holiday time, the children are home, reduce on the times you work, try to be home more, or you can just take your children out and tell them the stories. Like, I feel like it's important, because you don't want children not to know anything about you. And then maybe later you are gone, you start asking other people to know, oh, how was they? Where did they go? You may not even know where you went to school. Can you imagine? Like the way you started your life. So please, tell those stories, share those stories. It's a good thing. Now, sometimes it explains why people behave the way they behave. That's a story, I promise you that I'll tell you a short story. Because growing up, for me, I never got the chance to see any of my grandparents. Not on my mother's side or my father's side. But this story I'm telling you is just about, I didn't get to see the three. I saw only one grandmother. I'm so sorry about that. The one I'm telling you the story about. I didn't get to see my mother's father or my father's mother and father. But I saw my mother's mother. That's grandma. And I remember we used to be, sometimes she used to live in the village. In her home alone, sometimes you have some grandkids around, but I remember her being alone in her house. And then, like, sometimes we'll bring her to the city. They'll say, let's bring grandma to stay here with us maybe 2-3 months. But there's something that used to happen with that grandma, that, like, she would come and you expect her to stay maybe a month or 2 months. And then one day you wake up and they say, grandma is leaving today. So that was a bit strange. But I will tell you why. Because why she was behaving like that. That's why I said it's important for children to know some stories. Our mother told us a story. It's actually a sad story. What happened when they were young. So she was born. Grandma had 6 children. 3 boys and 3 girls. That's our mother telling us the story. There were 3 girls and 3 boys. And in the family, what's important about this story, for you to follow me as I tell it, is that the first child was a boy and the last one was a boy. So this grandmother I'm talking to you about had a son, as the first baby was a son and the last baby was a son. But she had in total 6. So this story goes like this. When my mother, before she was even married, somewhere the government changed. It's like how we have like the government, the big government, the changed, but then they had the local government. So their dad used to work at the local government, but somehow the two sons, the first son and the youngest son, worked with him in that place. So local government, there's the central government, the headquarters, but then the president, but then they have a local government. So one day the government changed. I think they had changed presidents. And during that transition, they were called to go. The people who worked at the local, I think they called it county, whatever they called it, district, whatever they called it at that time, they were called to go, that all employees come. And it was on a Sunday. So the dad went with his two sons, the two sons that they did some work over there for some reason. And at this time, the first son was married, actually. He had a few children, maybe 2 or 3. But the other one was young, was not married. So they go. Dad with his two sons. What happened that day changed their life and led to my grandma behaving the way she was behaving now. Because the new government made an order to kill everyone who worked in the previous government. Those people who worked, all those people they called to go, like there was a meeting, they actually killed them. So you can imagine, I'm going to focus this story on my grandmother, not my mother, because she has her own feeling about it. But my grandmother, she had her two sons and her husband all dead on the same day. And they had 3 bodies in their house. You know, over there when people die, they bring them at home. And they buried them on the same day. So from that day, for us, we're not even born yet, but our grandmother changed. It changed who she was. Because we could see that she would look in the distance. There was this sadness about her. Of course, it wasn't there like all the time, but it would come. So when she would come to the city and she would say, I'm going tomorrow, please take me back. That's when she was in those moments that she felt better, when she was close to where those people were buried. Because later, remember she had 6 children? Later, even me, when I knew this other one, the uncle, the other one who was left, the other son, actually he later died too, but that was much later because I got to see him too. So later, all the boys were gone, but the girls were alive, but of course married off and all that. So my grandmother felt better being in her own home, close, she would call them her graves. She felt better that way. So when that moment came and she wanted to go, you could not stop her. She would say, tomorrow I'm leaving, and they would drive her and they would take her back. The reason I'm telling this story is because our mom told us the story. The reason why this is important, and I'm connecting it to the topic of today, our mother had told us what happened to this family. So we all could sympathize. We knew that that was a sad thing. It was very, very bad, actually. So, tell the stories. You may see someone being very, very sad. Maybe something happened in their life, in their childhood, and this is your mother. But if they didn't mention it, they may have some kind of behavior, and you'd wonder why they are behaving like that. But they don't tell things that are scary, so scary, like, okay, this story could not be hidden because they had to tell us, okay, if you were born with 5 siblings, what happened to the rest? So they had to tell the story. There was no way to hide it. But I'm saying there's something maybe happened to you. You may not want to share them. That's fine. But please share what's important. And also share the good things. The good things that happened when you're in school, whatever happened, tell the story. Okay, that's the part about you telling stories to your children. But then, hopefully, if you're watching me and you're a grandparent already, please put in the comments that you are a grandma or grandpa already. Because I'm going to mention that when it comes to us telling stories to our grandkids, please take a step to a better you, like I call this channel, because let's tell nice stories. Let's work on our lives so that by the time we have to tell our stories to the grandkids, they are really beautiful stories. They're inspirational stories. The grandma and grandpa stories, those should be different. They should be happy stories. Okay? So that's my message today. Hopefully you get something out of that. Let's work hard and tell good stories, even to our own children. Let them see us create good stories. But mostly, when you're in the rocking chair and we are old, retired, let's have a good story to tell by taking the steps right now to create those nice stories. So don't forget to share. By the way, it may not be your children. It could be someone else that you feel needs to know your story. Tell it. So that people know about you. If you are lucky, you could write it in a book. You could do an autobiography or just a biography. Someone writes your story. Or now that we are lucky, you have these YouTube channels. Maybe you can throw in something. Like me, I keep telling these stories. So later, maybe people can come and watch what I was talking about. They get to know me a little bit. That's a good thing too. So you can use that, document it. You could even do it, tell your stories in videos and keep them private and not show the whole world. So the grandkids can go there and watch, even your own children. That's my video today. Hopefully it got out something something got you thinking. That please share your story. Please add a comment. Are you grandma or grandpa yet? Hopefully not, because I think you're still young. But it's a good thing to be grandma and grandpa, to see them. Okay? That's my video today. Please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, share it with others, and please also subscribe and click on that bell so that you know when I have a new video. Like I always end them, take very good care of yourself. Take very good care of your families. Take very good care of your health. Take a step to a better you. Bye-bye.